Hey friends, Liz here, your 50/50 gal, and I'm so excited for you to be tuning into today's video. This is a special treat for me because I have never had a real guest appearance for a long period of time. I had Emily on when I did my Breaking My Plateau, but I have Stephanie with I Jump Instead, and we are going to be talking about rebounding, trampoline, all amazing things around jumping on a trampoline. I was so excited to run across Stephanie and Sally on Instagram because not only do they have a fitness platform and a membership and all that stuff, but they also eat Starch Solution. And for me, that was really impactful because they are buff and they look amazing and they figured it out. They cracked the code around Starch Solution. And so I'm at a point in my journey right now where I'm looking to tone up a little bit more. And so here I am jumping every single day and I am so happy about it. I want to introduce you all to Stephanie from I Jump Instead. Her and I did a Zoom call together and we talked all things rebounding, trampoline, activity, food, amazing things. So let's jump into today's video where we just get to chat with you all and fill you all up with knowledge and information. Hello everyone, I am so excited for today because I don't think I've ever had a guest appear on my YouTube channel, and it is the one and only Stephanie from I Jump Instead.
Hi everyone, it's Stephanie from I Jump Instead. Sally is not here, she's camping. She wishes she could be here, but I'm here and I've got all the answers to the questions you have.
I love it. And so I'm doing this full series around rebounding. What does that mean to me? And we're kind of just going to be on this journey as I release videos of how I got started, why I got started, and give you guys some measurements and, also too, just inform you about the foods I'm eating and kind of just my appetite changes and all of that good stuff. So I wanted Stephanie to come on and kind of just talk about rebounding because I'm getting so many messages about what are you doing and what are the benefits, and I'm just not the expert. So Stephanie, talk to us a little bit about just rebounding, benefits, how you got started, all that.
Okay, so Sally and I, we were living in Hawaii with our grandma, and Sally was living with our grandma the previous year. I was in Hawaii. We were split up. So she was with grandma, and grandma was actually bouncing on a trampoline with a bar. But then grandma and Sally met up with Stephanie in Hawaii and left the rebounder behind. And then about a year went by and Sally and I were eating the fruit-based vegan diet, and we were about 180 pounds each. We're 5'7", and so 50 more pounds on us. But Sally was having an ankle injury, and so we ended up needing to switch up our exercise because we were primarily walking and cycling, and her ankle would get swollen and aggravated from the cycling. So it occurred to us that rebounding could ultimately be something that is gentle enough for an ankle injury. We looked online and we just found this one random, it was actually a video that Ted Carr appeared in, and it was rebounder reviews. And between all the rebounders, they chose the Cellerciser for maximum performance and muscle gain. So we bought 2 Cellercisers. And then we ended up receiving them and loving our experience with jumping. Dave Hall is the founder of Cellercise. We put his DVD in the DVD player and we couldn't believe his results. He was really lean. And actually that was kind of what really convinced us, we're going to get his same results, but we don't have to be cyclists. We can be jumping instead. And on his rebound unit and with the handlebar, we kind of jumped in fast and hard with it. And Sally's ankle was not actually in a good place to stand bounce. So 2 years went by and we were not consistent. We were kind of like trying too hard to do these vigorous movements and higher intensity. And we kept kind of just back and forth, falling off the wagon. But when we did first start introducing jumping was 2016, we also switched to the McDougall program for maximum, or the Starch Solution in 2016, the very beginning. That first year of inconsistency with jumping and some cycling and walking and switching to starches, we lost 25 pounds. And then we plateaued because we were still struggling with calories and we were still trying to just eat too much, and we were still integrating jumping. But by 2018, middle of 2018, we decided we have the most magical piece of equipment in our home. We need to start using this daily. It was a 15-minute-a-day commitment. Sally was on her butt doing all sit bouncing, and I was stand bouncing and sit bouncing. And we started consistently 15 minutes a day. And then we both did a flex in the mirror, and we had already lost 25 pounds. So we were about 30 pounds more than we are now. And we couldn't believe our eyes, our shoulders, our biceps, our bodies, our faces. And the facial tightening was really motivating because it was like, we looked like we were just shedding pounds, but really this was the beginning of our recomping, was 2018 when we started doing 15 minutes a day on the Cellerciser. And then fast forward to end of 2020, when we got onto the maximum weight loss program, and we finally dialed in the calories that we were really needing in order to support our journey. And with weight loss, we lost 25 pounds in 6 months, and we both got down to our leanest weight at the very end of this 5.5-year journey. And then that's when we really started getting our programs set up on the website and starting to teach jumping, because we knew this was a piece of equipment that was going to get that ultra lean look, connected with the appropriate amount of calories and, the right diet, and that we could definitely succeed with that. And we were just so excited. And that's why we knew we wanted to be instructors, because we knew that wasn't existing out there. So jumping is so profound because we can access the weight of gravity. And if you picture yourself on an outdoor trampoline and you were to just go out there and have a lot of fun and have it be a vigorous experience, for instance, a fun and vigorous experience, just imagine what that puts the ankles through and the knees. It really, like a lot of jumping and fun and, being like a kid again, it's strengthening for the knees or for the ankles so much. Sally did end up graduating to stand bouncing. So I'll let you know about that. She did some rehab and finally got her ankle back into order so she can stand bounce. But it is so potent for the wrists, for the elbows, for the joints, for the tendons and the ligaments. And so we suggest always starting a rebound journey very gently with just a few minutes at a time. And everybody's a little different. Some people can jump in and approach it a little bit faster. And some people, they can't do more than 1 minute a day. And so we are like, okay, we just have to make sure that everybody is safe, and they kind of have to listen to their own body's reaction, starting at least the first week with a very gentle approach, just 1 to 2 minutes, maybe 2 to 5 times a day. Just see how the body reacts. Give yourself that 1 week respectfully to just observe the reaction to the bouncing. The ankles, the knees, the hips, everything could just wake up and alarm you and tell you, I'm not ready for this. And so no need to quit, just need to reduce the duration or the intensity. We always use a handlebar. And so there's an integration or, just adapting to it. That's we really highly recommend. It's really respectful to approach jumping like that, especially on a high-end rebounder like the Cellerciser. And then we can start getting into those muscle engaging, lengthening, strengthening, consistency. And you got all the tendons and ligaments and the joints really primed for that regular rebounder use where everything is at its optimal level of strength and adaptation in order to get that consistency. I hope you can't hear the background noise. I'm so sorry about that.
You're good. Well, and I think too, like when I started researching, like what's another element, because I have like a home gym and I go in it, but I never like am in there for a long time and like, or have like a dedicated purpose. So I was like, I need to find a program or something. And I came across you ladies, and I was like, whoa, I think I could do this like my whole entire life.
Yes.
And I think that's what was so appealing because I already walk 3 miles a day. And so I'm like, how can I really start really toning up my body now? And, I mean, just like looking at you talk right now, your biceps are bulging. So let's just take like a hot second to be like, whoa.
You know what? I would never have ever expected myself. Sorry. I would never have expected myself to ever appear like a bodybuilder in my whole life. This dabbling in the gym thing, this, cycling or walking or, just doing these things. I never would have connected that I would have the opportunity to ever look like a bodybuilder. What that takes is hiring a personal trainer and consuming the majority of your calories is protein. And and so when we found Dave Hall and that Cellar Sizer and we watched the DVD and his muscles were just absolutely exploding out of his body, we knew that that was a potential. But and just to wrap up what you were saying, having this in your house means that there's no stopping you from getting the results every single day, day in, day out. Consistency is like the main factor with getting results. And if you can't be consistent, just don't think about becoming a bodybuilder, because in order to become a bodybuilder, this thing has to be under your feet, like for years, at least consistently for years and years. And then you get to keep your results for life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's what I always say is like, you almost have to put in your time, right? And you have to like have a goal in mind. You have to do it consistent. I did a series, consistency is key. And I showed people for literally 3 months, all the food that I ate, and I didn't eat out and I stayed consistent, and like results happen, right? And so having it in your house, like I have one in my gym and I have one in my office, and it's right here. And it's great because like you guys post, that you get on it after your dinner. So now I'm getting on for like 5 to 10 minutes at night, in addition to my 30-minute class that I have with you guys live 6 days a week. And so like, I'm just kind of like retraining what this looks like in my home. And it's been really, really powerful. So you both are just so inspiring.
Yay, we're so happy to be the face of the movement as far as cellar sizing goes, because when we found this, we were like, we were looking for instruction. Anyway, I won't get into that, but it's so exciting to be combining cellar sizing with a starch-based diet. And we too are, starch solutioners for life. And we love to eat the starch-based diet. You had mentioned earlier, which I agree to, that these main whole food starches such as oatmeal and rice and potatoes are really the key foundation starch in our menu as well. We also love cereals and bread, and then beans, obviously. We do not emphasize protein. We have been through phases where all of a sudden we were believing that we needed to incorporate more protein into our diet. Our weight ended up coming up and our digestion slowed, and it was just not quite the same as when we were keeping it clean and we were keeping it not low protein. Actually, inviting cereal and bread into the menu was a way to increase protein without increasing fats. And so cereal bars too, and you know what, just to be real, we're not 100% vegan because we're doing our best to be serving the planet in the best way we can, but it really isn't about being vegan. It's about eating starches and eating starch based and having the starches providing the energy, the recovery, the health that we need. So a little bit of animal meat or dairy has been welcome in our menu because we are staying in a flow of life, and this is really taking care of everything. And so cereal bars, for instance, have just a bit of dairy in it sometimes, but we crush a cereal bar or two every day, and we have cereal or oatmeal for breakfast. We have our rice and beans, and not every single, rice and beans for lunch. We incorporate some fruit, we incorporate some vegetables, and then we have the potatoes and the bread at dinner. And these can, be swapped and all the things, but we just love that we're not having to eat these, dehydrating proteins. and we're getting the cellular is all it's taking to build this great muscle. We stay lean. The muscle keeps growing year after year. We're hydrated, which is really beneficial when we're trying to shed weight. And another way that just as a tip, one way that we started assisting with weight loss was we noticed and recognized hydration was a huge factor with getting excess off. So we just incorporated, maybe if we were going to have oatmeal, just a little bit more water in that oatmeal, just a little bit, or maybe some lettuce and some cucumber at lunch, and do the whole cucumber, or have like a quarter head of iceberg. And you can still have bread and cereals, but just try to be more hydrated and respect that hydration is part of releasing, and same with nose breathing as well. Nose breathing is a huge part of our jumping, and we actually eliminate a lot of fat out of the breath. So through the nose, we nose breathe, we keep the cortisol levels balanced, and we just feel like all this combined when we really just let it happen and just let it flow naturally. That's a ball rolling consistency, and then we just watch our bodies transform before our eyes.
Yeah, it's so magical, and very, very inspiring, because I know for me, when I started, I've done my walks and now I started jumping, and I started like getting an appetite, like more so, right? Like I did my whole Breaking My Plateau series. I got, toned up and things like that. But now I was like, I need to like really, really tone up. But with this extra activity, I need like starch and like, have some wraps, and, bread is okay. And so, there's always a time and a place for, do you need to do 50-50, 50% starches, 50% vegetables to get the fat off of you, right? Like we all have our stages that we get to be in based on kind of our goals. And so now for me, it's like, I love my 50-50, but now I'm upping my starch so much and creating just, having some more beans and things like that to keep me full and satisfied longer, because my activity has like ramped up and my body's going, whoa, Liz, what is happening? You need to start fueling yourself. So that's, something that is really intriguing to me, because, I really focus on food and keeping things simple, but I'm having to kind of alter a little bit because of jumping and the activity level now.
I love that. I love that you are nailing it with increasing starch. Yes, ma'am. That is the way to do it. And I also want to add that throughout the month, we will have a fluctuating appetite. And now I used to kind of focus on it hard, and maybe that was good for me because I kind of practiced. I started recognizing that it does shift the weight, our body weight shifts, our appetite shifts, and it goes together. And it's not always black and white throughout the month, because the hormones can adjust. I want to say hormones can adjust to have adjusting periods. When we start jumping more, it's like I was really regular and my hormones felt very balanced. And then when I, take it to the next level with the fitness, I've had phases of hormone adjustment, which has thrown off the appetite, which is why I say it's not black and white. Every month is not just this perfect, oh, I have a low appetite, and then, oh, my appetite's high, and I can just increase starch or decrease starch and have this perfect wave. It's, we just have to be paying attention as close as we can, but the increasing the starch is the answer. And then also noticing that there are times in the month, maybe opposite our flow, where we can potentially notice that that's not occurring, and you're in the peak of your fitness in that time of the month as well. We rest while we're bleeding, and then we kind of integrate the workout a little bit more intensely. And then day 7 on to toward the end of the cycle, we can have fun and jump vigorously. And then we cruise and chill for a few days, 3 to 5 days. No baby bouncing, I could say, but maybe even no bouncing. I personally will just be like not interested in putting my abdomen and my cramps against resistance. No, it just does not feel right. I'm just going to say that, because ultimately people will ask, what do I do when I'm I'm on my cycle? And so that's just, part of the flow, part of the month. and the appetite will shift. And increasing starches is exactly how to remedy an increased appetite. Because yes, more muscle will demand more calories, but not every single day, all day, or all month long, because that'll just start to get, if you know what I'm saying.
You don't want to get in a trap. Like you kind of want this like ebb and flow. And I mean, some days I have a big appetite and some days I don't. And I always just take those hunger cues of like really understanding those hunger cues and knowing those of like, do I need to eat before I, bounce? And I usually don't. I wait for my first meal after I bounce. And I feel like that makes, we each have our own ways, our own rules, and our own ways we want to go about it. So Stephanie, tell me where people can find you. I'm in your membership and I absolutely love it. I put a time block on my calendar for 9:30, and like today I'm down at my barn and I was like 2 minutes and I ran up the hill. I came into the house and I just it's my like dedication to myself that I can give to myself. I know that I can do the replay, but there's nothing about like showing up. It's like my personal trainer's waiting for me, and like I'm doing this and I can do it from my home, right? I had like a 2-minute commute running up the hill, right? And so I love that part about this. So where can everybody find you?
Well, I'm so excited that you're dedicating yourself at that 9:30 hour, because you like have to, prepare your whole morning around that, and it's keeping you consistent. And I love that you're in class. Thank you so much for being there. And it is available anytime after posting. And she's talking about the membership. We have on YouTube a join button, and we have a trophy membership, and it is for experienced jump stars. So at least a month under your belt, maybe 3 weeks, it depends. But if you're not ready for it, even after a month, just instead join our live classes on YouTube that are free. Those are at 9, and those are also posted in daily, 6 days a week, and they're in the live tab. So our YouTube channel is I Jump Instead. We're also on Instagram, I Jump Instead. We have a private Facebook group, a great place to connect with us and connect with other jump stars. And we also have our website, ijumpinstead.com. We talk about the rebounders that we prefer and love. We talk about the way that you can integrate jumping in a safe and slow way. We have a beginner's guide, and then we suggest that you go to our free daily beginner's classes they're new to our channel, and they're perfect for adapting the body. I do it 6 days. Sally and I rotate week to week. I'm loving it. I'm advanced, but at the same time, this 20 minutes is just creating a better balance, a better fit level of fitness in my body, because it's not always all about high intensity. It's about low intensity, and we're doing similar moves. And so it's a really great way to just be in a slower motion, a slower pace, connecting mind to muscle, nose breathing, good posture, good form. So that class, the daily beginners class, is perfect for new jump stars. And yeah, you can find us on I Jump Instead social media. And Dave Hall, he is the man that invented the Cellar Size. He's at cellarsize.com. He is a great resource. He also has content on YouTube available if you want to check out he's got like lectures and things like that you can listen to. And he's outstanding. He's amazing. He's in incredible shape. He's so lean. And he looks great. He's built. He is so muscular head to toe. Again, you can't avoid muscles when you're playing and you're jumping and having the best time of your life in the comfort of your home. At any hour you want to join us, wearing whatever you want. We're just happy to have you.
So if somebody is interested in a rebounder, go to their website, because they have the affiliate code that you can use to order. So definitely do that. Like I literally love it. And like when I first found you two, I was like on your website, I did my own research, right? To like really understand this and jump in, because it is an investment, but an investment that I'll like forever cherish, because I already know in 1 month, my body's changing and I'm evolving as a person. And like, just the simple things like you talked about breathing, and there's so much we could go into so much more detail. But if anybody wants to get a rebounder, go to their site, because they know what's going on, and definitely check them out. And I just appreciate you showing up and being here and just kind of giving everybody some information about rebounding, because You are the expert.
Well, Liz, I appreciate that you invited me onto this channel, and I'm so happy to be talking about the Starch Solution and sharing the message with the following, because ultimately we want everyone eating starches. We want everybody jumping instead. And the fact that you're in our classes and that you're enjoying jumping so much is just, it's so great, and we're so happy to hear it. And would you mind telling me what you feel the difference is between the first rebounder you had and the Cellerciser?
Yeah, so the first rebounder I have, it has more like spring, I don't know the right words, but I can like jump higher. And so this one, the Cellulizer, that one has way more resistance. Like I can definitely tell. I was using the jump sport for about 2.5 weeks and then a week and a half on this. And from your class from yesterday to today, I am sore and my body feels so good. So I feel like the resistance I think it is, and then
That's
also
exactly
the
right.
handlebar is completely different. Like it actually leans to me and leans out, and I like that option. So I like having both, but if I were to do
Yes.
it, I would definitely get the Cellulizer just because I don't know, it feels more of like a piece of equipment. I don't know if that makes sense. Like I don't know, like the other one just seems kind of like a trampoline, and I can have a little bit more like bounce and spring to it. But this is like my exercise equipment. Like this is the
Yes.
thing that
Seller size
changes.
exercise.
Yes, yeah. So I think, and I don't know the terms, but that's the best way to explain it.
The jump sport rebounders have varying levels of bounce. Some of their softer, or they have some that have a slower bounce and some that have a faster bounce. We actually have the 350 Pro, the jump sport, on our website. And are you saying that the bounce rate is slower than the Cellerciser, or is it similar?
No, I would say that I get more spring on my jump sport than the resistance on
So
here.
it's hard, it's firmer. Okay, so that's how how we feel too. The 350 Pro is actually firmer than the Cellerciser, which is important to note because it's a bungee unit with a firmer bounce than the spring Cellerciser unit. And the Cellerciser unit offers more resistance and it's a softer bounce, but it's not considered soft. It's just not as hard and firm as the Jump Sport 350 Pro and other spring rebounders out there. And then there's definitely softer, slower bungee units available on the market. So just something to consider when ordering a rebounder. We do like the 350 Pro, and we feel like there's a lot of benefits to it. And so we want to keep that in the rotation for sure. And we think people long-term should have both. But if you're going to really be serious about jumping and really take your jumping athleticism to the highest level, your goal will be to be on a Cellerciser if you can get one. And if you just can't get one, the 350 Pro Jump Sport is your next best
Yeah,
bet.
and I have to say, when I started researching him, I was on your site, and then I call, and I literally Dave Hall answered the phone,
Yeah.
and like I was like, what? Okay, like this is amazing. So like a real human, he answers the phone.
Yes.
Like he like told me which one to get. Like it was the real deal. So like I'm the people on my channel know, like if I'm into something, I go like all out. I fully commit. I'm consistent, all these things. So I was like, I just need to match what you guys are doing because look at your bods and, you guys know what's up. So I'm going
The
to,
Dave Hall is so accessible, and we hope one day he's not that easy to reach because we want millions of people on Cellercisers. But right now he is, and he has the two units, the bifold and the trifold. They're both equal in resistance. One just folds in half, and one folds into three. The one that folds into half is $100 cheaper. Whatever time in the year it is when you as a viewer are watching this, you're going to need to go to the site and see if either one of them are available or if both are available. And you can choose between the two, but maybe one or the other isn't available because they have been on back order lately. Hopefully you're all watching at a time where they are available. Otherwise, they're equal, except for one folds in half and one folds into three and is a little bit easier to travel on a plane with. Okay.
yeah, it's perfect. So, all right, awesome. Thank you for being here, and everybody go check them out. You will be so pleased with all the information, and you're just gonna like look at them on their Instagram too. Like I love every day. I'm like, What are they up to? I want to see them.
We're all about getting a sculpted tight lean face, sculpted long lean arms, washboard abs, a bubble butt, beautiful, strong, firm, full legs, and amazing health inside and out, clean, healthy skin, healthy hair, amazing digestion, incredible fitness, feeling light and happy, and having the strongest joints and tendons, ligaments. And if that's not your physical preference, that's okay. You can tailor your workout to get and achieve the exact results you desire.
Great. All right. Thank you. Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you, Liz.
It was a true honor to spend some time with her and just talk and be able to fill you all with knowledge and information around exercise, a little bit of food, all that good stuff. And for me specifically, I've had to kind of change a little bit of my eating because I have increased my activity. So I am way more hungrier, which is really different for me because I only eat when I'm hungry, but I tend to be hungry a little bit more because I'm burning more calories. And so I'm definitely wanting to eat more food and a little bit more starch than vegetable. And so it's just a place where I am in my life right now. And I wanted to share that all with you. So thank you for tuning into today's video. It was very special for Stephanie to be here from I Jump Instead. So I'm gonna link all their information below, her and Sally's, because you got to check them out. I wanna make sure you all know that I released a meal plan around activity. So it's gonna have a little bit of tofu, some beans. We're really focused on the starch and the vegetable, but really enhancing a few different things into your meals. And one of those for me is an Ezekiel wrap. And this is like a quick, easy lunch that I'm having, and having some grapes with it. And so I'm just gonna go and sit down and enjoy this. And in my meal plan, I'm doing a little bit of wraps, rice, of course, potatoes, and those are like the main starches with like oatmeal. And because I increase my activity, I am kind of introducing myself to different things, like an Ezekiel wrap, a little bit of tofu, a little bit of beans. And you know, I love my 50-50 method for ultimate weight loss, and I love eating that way. But I've altered a little bit based on my activity level. I still eat a lot of the starch and the veg, 50%, but sometimes now it's like 60-40, and I still use my bowl because it's a guide. It shows me the levels of what I'm eating and really just allows me to see visually. I'm such a visual person, I need to see it. So definitely check out my meal plan if you are interested in kind of kickstarting your activity level, or you found yourself a little bit more hungry and you're wanting to enhance that a little bit. Check out my meal plan. I appreciate you tuning into today's video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel below, and also go check out the ladies, Stephanie and Sally at I Jump Instead. They have a YouTube, they have a Facebook private group, they have an Instagram, they have it all. So if you're like me, I like dove in to learn more about rebounding, them, all the things exercise, and I couldn't be more pleased that I stumbled across them, and they eat the Starch Solution way. Until next time.